coming. We're just attending the briefing downstairs, so I'm going to read some of what we have because I want to get it accurate. After attending the 11 p.m. or a.m. briefing with federal, state, and county officials across the state, we've decided to close all non-essential county offices in Maui County tomorrow, Wednesday, September 12, 2018, in anticipation of dangerous storm conditions from Tropical Storm Olivia. The county office closures also mean that any county board or commission meetings will also have to be postponed to a later date. Maui County employees who will be on administrative leave during the storm are reminded that should their assistance be needed, they can be called back to work at any time by their director. HRS 127A-12 states that the governor or mayor may identify emergency workers required to report for duty as directed by the department head, regardless of the availability of any time of leave. We apologize in advance for any inconvenience that the closure of non-essential offices may cause the public. As with any type of emergency situation, we're striving to balance the need of safety with our overall commitment to provide important county services to our community. During the 11 a.m. briefing, we discussed the issue of school closures with both Governor David Ige and state DOE officials. They've authorized me to report to you today that all public schools throughout Maui County will be closed tomorrow. That's Wednesday, September 12, 2018. We have not yet received word from any of the private schools, but as soon as we hear something, we'll assist in letting the public know. As soon as some of the public schools close this afternoon, Red Cross will be working to set up evacuation centers at various locations effective 6 p.m. tonight. The following locations will serve as emergency evacuation shelters for the public. Maui High School, this is a pet-friendly shelter. Kihei Elementary School, another pet-friendly shelter. And Kalama Intermediate School, pet-friendly shelter. Hana Elementary and High School, Molokai High School, Lanai Elementary and High School, and the Lahaina Civic Center will be open as shelters at 6. Please be reminded that smoking and drinking are not allowed at shelters or in parking lots. Please also be reminded that pets entering a pet-friendly shelter must be in a pet carrier or cage for safety. Owners must provide water and food for their pets and will be expected to assist in care of their pets. Let's see. Although our evacuation shelters provide some protection from flying debris and strong winds, they should be a last resort option for residents and visitors without safer options to use at their own risk. In almost all cases, the identified shelters have not been retrofitted for wind greater than a tropical storm. Nevertheless, these shelters are a safer option than remaining in areas prone to flooding or storm surge inundation or exposed ridge lines or in older homes with wood frames or single wall construction. Whenever possible, people should plan to shelter in place or with family or friends in homes outside of hazard areas that were designed, built, or renovated to withstand anticipated conditions. Evacuees should bring whatever they need, food, water, and other emergency supplies, to make themselves comfortable at shelters and should not expect personal care attendants or caregivers to be available at evacuation shelters. Buses will continue operating as scheduled today. However, out of precaution to both passengers and bus drivers, there will be no bus service tomorrow. Parks, Hana Bay, and Keanai restrooms will be closed by 1 p.m. today to prepare for the heavy rains. The rest of our county parks and park facilities will be closed tomorrow. There will be no trash pickup tomorrow. The landfill will be closed tomorrow. Water, the Department of Water Supply advises all customers to conserve water. When Olivia hits the county, due to high winds and/or flooding that could disrupt power supply to water sources, customers should store drinking water now for use during the storm in the event water service is shut off. In general, consumers should ensure a safe supply of water for emergency by storing at least 1 gallon of water per person per day for 14 days and also some water on hand for pets. Water and wastewater systems may be compromised if electricity cannot be supplied to power and pumps and motors in the distribution and transmission systems. In the event of a power outage, the Department of Water Supply may shut off valves and isolate tanks to reduce risk of damage and water loss. If this occurs, water may be restored as soon as it is safe for personnel to go out and open lines and flush if necessary. All irrigation systems and other non-essential uses for water should be shut off until further notice. Unnecessary use of wastewater systems should also be minimized. Customers should listen for county updates and are requested to call the 24-hour service line 270-7633. That's 270-7633, only if a water problem occurs. Storm preparation tips are available at www.mauicounty.gov. Finally, I ask all residents to do their part in getting ready for Hurricane Olivia. The county's absolute #1 priority is to ensure the safety of our residents and visitors. We're working all this past weekend to ensure that we're prepared. Together, let's all be ready for Olivia. Please ensure your family has an emergency kit, shelter in place unless advised otherwise, and plan for power outages and flooded roads, fallen trees, landslide, and high surf. Yesterday, I declared a state of emergency for the County of Maui that will provide relief for disaster damages, losses, and suffering that may be caused by Olivia. Even if Olivia is likely going to arrive as a tropical storm, Hawaii is still in danger of experiencing higher winds, heavy rains, high surf, storm surges, and flooding that threaten to cause significant damage to public and private property. We remind residents not to focus on the exact forecast track or intensity of Olivia and be prepared for changes in future forecasts. Also, keep in mind that just because Olivia is forecast to be a weaker storm than Lane, the impacts could be significantly worse. Please, please, please monitor the news, radio, and our county website, www.mauicounty.gov, and social media feeds for official storm updates and most accurate information. Any questions?
Sir, could you please address the provisions for Molokai and Lanai in particular, especially with that track continuing to go back and forth between the islands?
Molokai and Lanai are pretty much isolated islands, so we prepare to have all of the equipment and personnel on in the island, and they are being able to handle the population base that they have. So because of the vast amount of property that they have to go through, the communities are fairly concentrated, and we have fire station, police, and other personnel scattered throughout as necessary. So our personnel will be there, and they've been able to handle many such incidents. Same thing is true with Lanai. It's concentrated community, and we have the supplies that are there.
Can you talk about the assistance from FEMA and possibly how many workers are here on island within the county to help?
We have somebody from FEMA here.
Oh, yeah, I don't have to go through the numbers. You can go through it for me.
Sure. Hey, good afternoon. I'm Scott Zafferman with the Federal Emergency Management Agency. We're looking at keeping our eye on the storm here. We do have a number of resources that are pre-positioned here already, a number of teams from urban search and rescue, to include medical teams and some commodities. So as at this point, there's not a presidential declaration for this incident. We're here in support of the county and the state, standing by, waiting to see what happens as the storm passes.
Will there be emergency response available since it looks like the storm is hitting the islands in the middle of the night? What are the plans for emergency response?
We got Herman from Maui Emergency Management Agency here.
Okay, you can present that.
Sure. So right now we have our Emergency Operations Center that's in full activation, so we are 24 hours at this point. We do have personnel positioned. We plan to have personnel positioned tonight. We're talking county workers, public works. So in the event that we need to clear out debris or whatever the case may be, we do have them on standby, so they can do that very easily. We also have, as FEMA has mentioned, we have the Swift Water Rescue Team here on the island. So they have, I think it's 35-member, 35-member team, as well as pallets of equipment, and they're being positioned out in Hana, where we see that they may be most impacted by the rain, and so they're ready as well. We also have the National Guard. They've already sent 12 personnel, as well as 4 trucks, over to the east side, and they will also be positioned there, pre-positioned, and they will be able to respond as well.
What about some provisions for vulnerable populations and facilities even, whether it's care homes? Of course, the hospitals have their generators and that, but the smaller vulnerable population centers.
That's something that we're still in the process of creating a plan to address their needs, especially isolated areas. We've been in communication with Hana and Molokai, Lanai, and they have their EOC up, and they're also making preparations as well. Yeah, so we've been in communications with them.
If I
Can
may.
you discuss how the preparations have differed, if at all, from Lane?
Well, let me add just a little bit to the previous question. We have our social service network that are working with those that have physical and challenges on a normal basis. So we provide services for them. We do have transportation to and from. So in the past and currently, they have a real good familiarity with people that have special needs. So in that sense, they are taken care of. If there's an emergency evacuation, if they call, we'll send somebody to be able to get them out. Depending on the circumstances, it may be police, it may be fire, it may be whatever we need to be able to do to respond, depending on road closures, et cetera. And your question now?
Yeah. So how is the county, if at all, preparing any differently this time versus compared with Lane?
The county is basically doing very similar type of preparation as we did with Lane. There are some other considerations that we have to take. For instance, we had 4 fires in the Lahaina area, and one of the things that we're very concerned about is the aggravated possibility of more mudslides, and because we don't have the shrubbery to be able to protect against erosion, much more debris getting to the communities. So we're trying to take that into consideration. In areas like Hana, where we have much more rain that's fallen since, it's a little bit on the wet side. We're looking at possibly more landslides, more rock slides. And in some of the areas like Iao and some of those areas that have had considerable rain, we're watching to see if flooding situations occur because of the saturation point that we have. But for the most part, we're being prepared to go out and respond to situations as they occur. We won't know whether or not it will occur or not. Nature has a real funny way of not giving us advance notice. It just happens, and then we have to go respond to it. But we're prepared for a lot of that.
Ports are closed as of this morning, and I know FEMA, as well as the state and county, in the last Lane exercise, had gotten an assessment of what's on island already, whether it's in private warehouses and stores and that, and there seemed to have been a lot less cleaning of the shelves type shopping this time. Do you have an assessment this time of what's on island? Is it enough? Do people need to worry about supplies and resupplying during the recovery?
For the most part, when you're looking at the duration of this particular storm, we're looking at about a 12-hour plus or minus window where the storm will be here at a very significant strength and heavy rains. Now, it is diminishing, but for the most part, almost normal stocking of shelves and normal operations will occur. There'll be some hoarding to a limited degree, but we should be coming out of the storm emergency type situation within about 24 to 48 hours. So I'm not anticipating we're going to have a whole lot of problems with restocking shelves and people hoarding too much, because after Lane, all the hoarders found that they had to consume all of the things that they bought, and I think they're a little bit more cautious this time. Any further questions?
For the purpose of the residents who are watching, they asked if you could repeat what the closures, as well as the shelter locations and what time the shelter locations will be open.
Okay. Any questions while I try to find that?
What time are you anticipating seeing significant rain and wind?
We're looking at the arrival somewhere around midnight or early morning, and we're expecting that this will continue for about 12 hours plus or minus, or possibly. This is what we're expecting, judging from what is currently there. Now, understand that depending on what Olivia does, it could be adjusted. If it's actually speeding up now, so it's going about 17 miles per hour, so it's moving faster than what was predicted this morning. The duration, we're looking at midnight to mid-morning. That may change depending on what the situation with Olivia becomes. Okay. Now for the evacuation, the shelter areas, Maui High School, Kihei Elementary School, and Kalama Intermediate are pet-friendly shelters. Hana, Molokai, and Lahaina Civic are also going to be emergency shelters that will be coming up as of 6 o'clock this evening. Any other questions?
The county workers, can you repeat that one more time? So all county workers are on administrative leave as of tomorrow morning?
All non-essential county workers will be put on administrative leave. As they close the school systems are going to be closed, we want to make sure that the children have parents to be able to take care of them as much as possible. And we don't want everybody on the road doing business when we're in the middle of the storm. So we feel that it would be much safer for everybody in the community if the county actually sets an example that we expect and hope everybody else will set. Is stay at home, shelter in place. So our non-essential county workers, we're going to let them do that. The state is going to be doing the same thing for Maui, and the schools again will be closed tomorrow. So that's what we're anticipating.
And for on the flip side, for essential emergency workers, are they being called back to 12-hour shifts or that to ensure 24-hour coverage?
Every department that has essential workers is adjusting their schedules according to their particular plan for manning 24 hours. And that also includes people like Maui Electric, the electric company. Last time they had to work days on end to be able to recover from down the electric lines. That's probably going to be the case as well. So we have the department scheduling, depending on the number of personnel they have, depending on what type of response they need, to get their personnel set for help. Now, understand that if there's an emergency situation that is sort of overwhelming, we can bring back additional personnel. With the fire in Lahaina, we moved about 30 personnel from National Guard. We also almost doubled the amount of fire response people into that area and bought as much of the equipment as we could afford to send over there to Lahaina. So we were able to adjust somewhat for specific situations. Any further questions?
Just two, if I could get the names of the two men in the back, if you could spell them for us and make sure that we have them correctly.
You want to?
My name is Herman Andaya, Herman-Andaya, and I am the administrator of the Maui Emergency Management Agency.
And my name's Scott Zaffram, Scottzaffram.
Last letter, sorry.
M as in Mike.
And what's your exact title?
I am a senior response official here supporting Hawaii.
For people.
Yes.
Okay. I do want to make one statement. I think everyone should understand that the state, the federal agencies have all come together big time to help us out. And you'll notice that we have a lot of personnel positioned on Maui to be able to help us with this response. So I want to thank the governor, and I want to thank General Logan and all of the other that are involved in being able to make sure we have personnel and equipment necessary to be able to respond to the emergency situations. You know, this is probably the best response we've ever had to an emergency situation from the state and federal government. We have advisors here to be able to help us from FEMA, from all the different agencies, and anybody that we need, including the Corps of Engineers, are being called in to be available to help us to be able to get the federal funding that we may need as well. So I just want to make sure everybody is aware that this is a team effort, and I want to thank all of the people that are involved, as well as all the private sector. When we stand up our emergency operations, we have between 40 and 80 personnel manning the different areas that we have to have. The Hotel Association, that person is contacting all the different hotels. They each have their own network. So there are literally thousands of people that are involved in our safety network. And we need to acknowledge the fact that they're up 24 hours a day making sure that people within our county are safe. It's not just the county employees, it's just not me. It's literally thousands of people doing their part to keep Maui safe. So thank you very much.
All right.